Five Nights at Freddy's, a game that became incredibly popular in such a short of amount of time. For some kids, it's what Super Mario or Sonic was for me. FNAF basically became a popular overnight thanks to different YouTubers who were making videos about it. When you have a game that's that well known, you're going to start different trends and you're going to create a community. Even though FNAF was a 2D game, it built a huge community of people who wanted to make their own FNAF animations and others who tried recreating FNAF models. Since the game itself was, as I said, 2D, those early fan models were pretty bad, I would say, but they were kinda nostalgic. But today they're quite more accurate. Scott himself was impressed by some of those recreations. Of course, aside from animations, there was also world of FNAF fan games. A lot of them were honestly terrible, most just reused existing assets or sprites with some edits or recolors. But every now and then there would be a game that would actually try to do something original. New characters, different gameplay, or at least something unique. The reason I'm mentioning this is because FNAF fan games have really evolved over time. Today there's kind of a standard. The game needs to be a good of quality, use proper models, and generally feel unique. We now have fan remakes, adaptations, custom stories, and even Roblox remakes that are surprisingly good. But alongside of those great games and remakes, there's one big problem, to be clear. I'm not trying to call anyone out or tag them personally. What I'm about to say is just criticism of something that I think is wrong, and honestly, something that I think Scott himself would be against. My goal isn't to make anyone angry or cause people to threaten developers if they happen to see this video. I don't have a big audience anyway. Most of my videos get anywhere from 200 to 1000 views. Still, I want to be direct and say what I think without overcomplicating things.
Money, money, money must be funny in the rich man's world. Money, money, money.
So what is a cash grab? A cash grab is defined as
the greedy pursuit of an opportunity for making money, especially when done without regard for ethics, concerns, or consequences.
Basically it means, for example, that I or you as a developer, you use someone else's IP with little to no effort just to make money, and that's illegal. It's important to know that Scott himself isn't against FNAF fan games. In fact, he even created the Fazbear Fanverse initiative meant to support FNAF developers, especially popular ones that created, games like Five Nights at Candy's, Joy Creation, etc. You get the point. While I was researching for my games to cover my FNAF ripoff video, I came across a game made by a specific developer. His game caught my attention. While recording that video, I launched his game Electronic Salvage. And honestly, I was surprised by the quality the game had, and I was wondering if I should actually put it in my video which I was recording. I was actually really surprised by the graphical quality, as I said. Even though it wasn't true 3D and was instead pre-rendered, it still looked good compared to a lot of questionable fan games I tried before. However, this is the problem where it begins. Ads. Personally, I don't think it's a huge deal if a game makes you watch one or maybe two ads. But when ads are clearly being used just to milk money, that's when it becomes a problem. First of all, this is a fan game, just to mention again. In animatronic salvage, as soon as you hit play, you get hit with an ad immediately. And once you pass that, the game tells you that you start with Bonnie, while the other characters are locked. And to unlock them, you have to play the game. Problem is, in order for you to start with Bonnie, you have to buy him. But in order to buy Bonnie and to unlock them, you need to watch another ad. Now you see, that's the main issue with this game. It is absolutely filled with ads. I mean, look, you're not gonna pay for this game, but it's kind of forcing you to watch the ad just because you're not paying the game. Actually, it feels just like that, like the developer was like, if I can't really sell the game, I'm just gonna put ads and then make people watch it in order to play the game. Hi, so while I'm editing this, I've been reading reviews, and what I didn't notice was that there was a person that was playing this game, obviously, and that person got pissed off because there were so many ads, and this person tried to buy a thing that will block its ads, in this game, because there was probably an option for you to buy to remove ads from the game. And in fact, it didn't work. Quite interesting, I guess. And that's the main issue with this game. It's absolutely filled with ads. Every interaction you have, clicking almost any button spawns another ad. The game itself is similar to FNAF 6 Pizzeria Simulator, specifically the salvage minigames. The basic loop is unlock animatronics one by one, complete tasks, survive their attacks, and calm them down using certain items. For example, for Bonnie it's his guitar, you play the song. For Chica it's her cupcake, and you get the point. After each round you earn 10 tokens. coins, which you use to buy more animatronics. Now, the GUI and everything else looks really well done, it's really well done, and the renders are cool, but gameplay wise, most of this has already been done, and in many cases, it could be copied from other fan games. The only difference is that this one came out in, let's say, 2019, and this one came in 2023. You can see a little bit similarities. The only difference is between the characters, but there are some similarities which I think are stolen, copied, so yeah, keep that in mind. But gameplay wise, most of this has already been done, and in many cases, it basically copied from other fan games. The difference is that those other games don't actually have ads, and they're not forcing you to watch an ad in order for you to play. Some even let you start with multiple characters without restrictions. That tells me this developer clearly wanted to profit from the game. This is another game which you play again with the original FNAF 1 cast. You start with Bonnie again, then unlock others. The game even asks you if you want free tokens, but of course you need to watch an ad for that. So now maybe developer needs money, or maybe they don't realize that they legally cannot monetize FNAF content. While researching, I stumbled across a Steam community post where someone asked if it was okay to sell FNAF fan arts. The reply that person got was, they mentioned that Scott used to send automatic emails explaining his stance. So maybe the only reason these games weren't removed is because they don't really like to use the FNAF name in their titles. As for gameplay, it feels like something from 2014. There's a timer, you move forward and backwards. When you get to office, you just hope the AI doesn't shut the door on you. It honestly blows my mind that in 2023, someone would make a game like this, using advanced fan models and decent maps, but not put in the effort to add anything original. And now, there's a sequel actually, Animatronic Simulator 2, and it's basically the same thing, but with FNAF 2 characters. I didn't even make it past the starting screen before getting an ad. Even going into settings triggers another ad. This time there are two different types of in-game currencies, which you use to unlock Red and two animatronics. It adds some abilities, but honestly they're not quite important because it doesn't really change the gameplay that much. Also, you can't even view the cameras anymore, which was at least a neat feature in the first game. By now, phones are more powerful than ever. They can run modern 3D games just fine. And since this was apparently made in Godot, this developer could have made a free roaming 3D game, or at least tried something fresh, or even take the view of animatronics and control them. Walk down the hallways would have been more interesting, and it would make something actually unique. Now, these games are obvious crash grabs. Fan games or any fan projects, really, should have been out of love and dedication, not for profit. Sure, this developer isn't making millions, but they're making money from the ads, and that's just not okay, right? Especially when you're not even using your own assets. Everything, the models, the maps, belongs to someone else. The whole game feels like it could have been slapped together in a day. If it were just a harmless fan game with no actual ads and, not trying to monetize and not trying to make any money out of this, I wouldn't be this harsh, but the fact that it was designed specifically to generate revenue through ads makes it clear that it's a crash grab. And that's a shame to the developer. If you ever see this, update your game, remove the ads, and let people enjoy it for free. I mean, that's the whole spirit of fan projects. I genuinely do believe that you're capable of making better games. And I'm not trying to make fun out of you or anyone. I'm just saying that this isn't alright, and I think you need to stop doing this. Kinda crazy how I played a lot of ripoffs and I still didn't get a lot of ads as I did in this game. Like, I don't understand why you're trying to force everyone. You're forcing everyone to watch every single ad just by clicking a simple settings button, which is just, greedy. And why are you making this? Like, at this point, you're just using everything that you did not make. Like, your game is using everything. Those are not your models. Those are not your maps. Nothing is yours. You get the point, and you're still making some money out of it, which is not okay, dude. And I literally asked ChatGPT whether it was okay to monetize in any way using a fan game. And guess what? It denied it. It's not okay. I'm not trying to promote any hate. Like, I'm just trying to tell people to stop doing this. I made this video just to say that this is not okay. Fan games are made with love and dedication, as I said, not for profit. I don't think it's alright for you to do this. Nothing is original in the game, not even the idea, because there are people who did it way better, and they did it out of passion, not because they wanted to make profit. Every butter interaction to lead to an ad, and that's sad, dude. None of your games are actually interesting. They don't have any reason for a player to actually go again and play it. There's absolutely no reason for me to have this on my phone and be like, oh, I'm gonna play this again and again and again and again. And I wouldn't, as I said, I wouldn't be this harsh if it was just a fan game. Like, so yeah, and to anyone else who is watching this, I'm open to corrections, feedback, and criticism. Links to the songs and sources I used are in description if you want to check them out. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I got something wrong or if I'm completely off base. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye!